You know, there really is something, though, when you lean into suffering. And as men, we tend to do the opposite. Or I should say as human beings, we seek comfort. We seek comfort in everything we do. We get tired easily, mentally, physically. There's no stamina, there's no endurance to embrace challenges. And that could be anything. But we always prefer the easy route, right? Just want to sit on the couch and watch some really good movies, play some very stimulating video games, touch myself down there and go to the corn hub. Anything that releases dopamine very easily. It's easily within reach. It's comfortable. It's low effort. Makes me feel brain dead. I don't have to think critically. I don't have to challenge myself. I don't have to endure any pain. I just sit there and sort of numb myself. And all of us do it. All of us do that, right? There's probably a fraction of people out there who are totally pure and abstaining from all sorts of comfort media, comfort habits, right? It's human. As you're going through life, you do stuff like that. You just do it because everyone else is doing it. But you come to a point in your life where none of that stuff is contributing. You start to realize that you're being put in a hole that is getting harder and harder to get out of the more you indulge in comfort activities, things that are comfortable, things that are easy. The more you do that, the more you make a habit of that, the softer you're getting, the weaker you're getting as a person, right? You're not resilient, hardly resilient, right? Any little thing pisses you off. You start to notice you get more irritable more easily. You're not as grounded. You're not as unwavering in your focus, right? You're not as stoic in moments of stress. Things piss you off. You're more emotional overall. And that's tied to the hormonal response associated with doing those activities. And nowhere is it more clear than when you are releasing your seed and you are fapping, right? Prolactin is released. Prolactin is associated with females. Prolactin is released when females are nursing, when she is lactating, when she has a child, right? It's a feminine hormone. It makes you motherly. And it's released from too much PMO and things that support prolactin release and hormones that give you anxiety and make you feel slower and more brain fog, more anxiety, are also linked to video games, are also linked to eating a lot of fast food, eating a lot of poor foods, poor habits. But the big one and the main one is fapping, right? So I've been really thinking about this, and I think it's incredible because we're creating our own cocktail of hormones inside of our bodies that is not conducive to feeling like a man, right? You're not going to feel like a man when you have high levels of prolactin in your body. You're just not. You're going to feel more like a mother. You're going to feel more like a female, right? You're just going to think differently. You're going to act differently. Overall, your body might change physically, right? You're not going to have the same thoughts. You're not going to have the same emotional groundedness. And then, conversely, where we all should be as men is on the other side, right? What happens when you retain your seed? Well, after 7 days, you get a tremendous increase in testosterone. in dopamine, right? You become the total opposite. You get feelings of well-being and euphoria, feelings of control, feelings of stoicism and groundedness. You start to feel, look, and behave and think like a man, like a male, like your God-given gift, right? And that's where we should all be. That's where we should all be. But we have all the excuses, we have all the distractions in the world to keep us from getting to that inner truth, from getting to that state we should all be resting in, right? That's like our paradise. We're trying to get there. But you seem to not be able to. But I need you to look at this as objectively as you can. A line is drawn. On this side, it's nothing but comfort-seeking activities and prolactin and feeling out of touch with being a man. You feel like crap. You feel weaker. And then over here, the voluntary suffering, right? Retention is not easy. Retention is one of the hardest practices in the world to do, which is why only a fraction of men actually succeed at it. It's because it's so difficult, right? It is suffering. It is voluntary suffering. I am choosing to not fap. I am choosing to not look at corn. I am choosing to hold the seed within, even if it wants to just shoot out of me. Even if it drives me to the point of madness for the first month to hold a streak. I am choosing to battle that dissonance, that difficulty, right? That's what men do. We lean into challenges, right? But it doesn't stop there, right? Other things that create that cascade of male hormones that makes us feel so good are things like sauna. Sauna is inherent suffering. You're sitting in a hot room, you're sweating, it's uncomfortable. If you're enjoying sauna, you're probably not in there long enough, right? There should be an element of a pain release, right? Dynorphin, the opposite and antagonist of endorphin. There should be that release, and dynorphin makes you feel uncomfortable as hell. But the payoff is you're voluntarily suffering. And the reward for that is the physiological nature and rewards and hormones that you actually want in your body as a male, as opposed to the hormones you don't from the poor practices and habits that your friends are doing, society is doing, that you need to stay away from. So yes, take cold showers, exercise, do an ab routine, stretch out on the floor, go to the dentist, right? All these things are grouped together because guess what? There's usually, for the majority of people who are not in a momentum of doing those things already, there is a heavy resistance to doing things of that nature. Things that are uncomfortable. Things that it's very easy to just say, hey, let's just watch TV. Let's just, you know what? We'll get it double tomorrow. We'll work out double everything tomorrow. Double it and give it to the next person. We're going to just train extra hard tomorrow, right? There are things where you look for an escape. You look for an excuse. If you're looking for excuses to do something, it is 100% something that is going to release the right hormones in your body. And you're going to feel very good having done it, right? It's never about how we feel in the moment doing something. Because if we were only going off of how we felt in this moment, we would only do the things that gave us instant gratification. But it's all about how you feel in the hours after doing the activity, right? In the hours after fapping, most men feel weaker. They feel lesser of a man, right? They feel shaky, ungrounded, rattled. lacking, empty. All the words associated with being a shell of who you just were before you release that seed, right? But it's like if you hold that in and you just sort of let that marinate, you let that build, you let that create its own momentum of beauty in yourself, well, then you get all the benefits associated with denying gratification, denying pleasure in this moment, right? The ultimate O, which is release, pales in comparison to the infinite capacity of pleasure you get from retaining your seed, right? But your mind, your body does not understand that. All it knows is reproduction. All it knows is it wants to keep the fluid moving. I just gotta release. My neurons are just used to looking at pixels on a screen doing dirty stuff, right? I gotta release the seed. It's a habit, right? That's all your body knows is its own habits. But you have to understand in your heart that the beauty associated with retention is much greater than any release, than any artificial pleasure you could get, right? That's all fake. That's all manufactured. That's all just a belief system of masses of sick young men and all kinds of men that believe that that's the way, that believe that that's the only distraction they can get to give their life any meaning. So what they look forward to, I'm just gonna release later. I'm gonna release today. I'm just gonna release right now so I can feel some type of pleasure and escape the negativity and the suffering that I'm enduring daily, right? But the most ironic thing is that when you withgo your crutches of trying to be happy through poor habits, you get all the gratitude, you get all the well-being and peace if you just go without them, if you relinquish them. Then everything that you're seeking subconsciously, peace, transcendence, joy, it all sneaks its way into your life. If you just believe in the practices and you see them through, and even after you make mistakes and you fail, you keep going and you understand that it will get better as long as you stay on the path and you are a man of your discipline. It all comes to you. The women, the benefits, the synchronicities, the internal inward joy that money cannot buy. It all comes to you if you just relinquish all of the instant gratification that is dragging you down. Easier said than done, but it can be done, and it is 1,000% worth it. It is always worth it. I wish you luck. And that's what I've been thinking about. Make sure you're over here. Make sure you're doing practices that inherently involve suffering every single day. You don't have to cut out all the dopamine releasing and comfort activities at once. You slowly, gradually shift your focus onto things that cause more suffering. And then by default, you become a more well-rounded and happier and more peaceful man, right? Good luck. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It was a pleasure speaking with y'all again. Have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Peace.